Okay, so I've got some past themes that we didn't get pictures of, that I was not able to come up with pictures to show you, but I thought they were worthy of being mentioned. And so I'm going to describe to you the themes so that you can have some more ideas about themes. So we got some extra pictures here. This right here, we had, it was Jesus, and it was all about the ocean. And we got great big 4x8 sheets of water. They actually were given to us, and so we put the water up, and then we had this material that had fish. And so we had the fish and the material that were added to the water scene. We had a boat with a net over it. And so it was a beautiful program for the children to walk into. They're in awe when they see these kind of things. So this material I just went to the store and bought. It was the cheapest material I could get, but it had fish on it. And I cut the fish out and I stuffed them. So it actually made it kind of three-dimensional. So some of the fish are stuffed. And these here have cotton around them so that it makes it look like water splashing as they're going into it. So the whales are stuffed. I didn't stuff every fish on the material. I just picked out the spots and stuffed them. Okay. And the animals, I just wanted you to see, these animals are actually as big as the children. These animals are fascinating, and there's not any class I've ever had without these animals that the children don't love. And you don't have to have a whole lot of them, just one or two of them. This also was really sheer material, and Patty has put a leaf. I didn't have a picture of it, so Patty put a leaf in it, but it was part of the ocean scene, and we sewed these pockets on the material, and we put fish in the pockets. So there was all kinds of fish and shells and things in the pocket. This is just another idea for a theme. Another theme that we had that I thought was totally fascinating was one that where we set up Jesus' workshop, his carpenter shop. So there were wooden tables, and it was a carpenter shop, and it was a theme. But those are ideas for you. And so now as we move past the pictures, I just had a couple of other themes here that I've come up with, maybe 3 years of themes for you on Jesus that you might come up with. The Bible's full of it. You can have any theme you want, and you can turn it and show Jesus in that theme. But one of the themes that we've had is Jesus as a child. And so as Jesus as a child, we talked about the blended family, the relationship that he had with his brothers. Jesus did not have an easy childhood, and many of these children are in blended families. So to know that Jesus was in a blended family is really a very healing thought. He was a goody two-shoes. The Bible said, and here is, I have a memory verse for each one. Luke 2:52 says that Jesus grew in wisdom with man and God. And so he was kind of a goody two-shoes. He was someone that was always helping people. We don't know a lot about his childhood, but we know enough to know that his brothers were always looked on him as if he was a goody two-shoes. He was born in a stable. That was not an easy childhood, being born out in a barn. He was so poor that he was provided money from the gifts of wise men, and he was a helper to others. So that might be one theme that you would have for a Vacation Bible School. Another theme is Jesus in ministry. And John 13:35 says, that all men will know that you love me if you love one another. So people didn't like him. They were trying to kill him all through his ministry. He went in and he healed whole towns. He loved the children. He wanted the children to come to him, and he says that we must develop a childlike faith in him to be saved. He died for us, and he's coming to take us home. So that might be a second year theme for you. A third year theme would be heaven, talking about the wicked earth, and that the earth is waxing old. The earth is going to be made new. What's it going to look like? We're going to live with Jesus for 1,000 years. What is heaven going to look like when we get there? And what will we do in heaven? You know, we're told that we're going to build homes and we're going to plant gardens. We're not going to be just flying around on clouds, and the children need to know this. Noah's Ark is another theme that you could have that we just showed you pictures of. And so right down here are two places that you might be able to get some materials. This is feedinghislambsministry.com. Lisa Quaid, she's the one that had the craft book that she's just got hundreds of crafts, and you can actually get those on disc and you can print them out yourself and make it whatever you want. Or I think if she still does it, you can order it from her. So you can get it all set up and ordered, and she sends the wool with it and the baby bottles and everything you need for the craft. Or you can just order the disc, print them off yourself, and get your own materials. My Bible First is another reference, and I did call them. Here's their website and here's their phone number. They do have 2 VBS programs that you can just order. I'm not sure exactly what is, is enclosed in that whole program, but it's all set up for you. So I just want to encourage you that VBS is a viable evangelistic tool for children, and I want you to really think of it as that. And hopefully these things are helpful to you and give you some ideas. So I think our next thing is going to be the music. We're going to go through some of the little songs for you that we sing whenever we're doing Vacation Bible Schools about Jesus.